Real people, real opinions.
Real Talk Radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.
Ireland's classic hits.
Hi, Niall. My husband always says you were the other man in my life. So it seems appropriate I would be writing to you looking for advice on this. My 15-year-old daughter, by the way, I'm happy to be the other man in your life when you're looking for advice. My 15-year-old daughter has told me that she is ready to have sex with her boyfriend. I can see red flags going up immediately now if I'm the other half. He is 17 and they have been together for 2 years. She has assured me there is no pressure coming from him on this and that they both wanted to wait but feel now is the right time. I could have cried when she told me, Niall. Not just because my baby is growing up, but because she thought enough of me to tell me first. I didn't have a close relationship with my own mother, and I felt, I must be doing something right. I even have tears in my eyes writing this. Anyway, she wants to go to the doctor, or wants me to go to the doctor with her so she can start on the pill. It was a big thing to take in, Niall, but the hardest part is that she has sworn me to secrecy. She told me I am in no way allowed to tell her father, and that she will never forgive me if I do. I don't know what to do now. She's 15 years of age. It seems too young to me, but at the same time, I know all too well, when you have decided you are ready for something, nothing will stop you. My husband is a good man, but he's very old-fashioned. I never lied to him. I feel so guilty about this secret. What do I do? I truly would love your insight. I'm not going to give you my insight yet, because that would be unfair to the callers calling in. But I will give you my insight before we finish. So, in the interim, I would like to get your insight. The number is 087 188 0008. Is it okay for a 15-year-old to be having sex in the first place? With your knowledge, there is an argument, and she made the argument that, well, sure, look, if I don't bring her to the doctor, I have a choice. I bring her to the doctor and get her the pill, or she comes home pregnant. Because she's clearly made a decision with her boyfriend. The boyfriend I'm not happy with, can I just point out? He's 17. There's a huge difference between 15 and 17 years of age. A massive difference. You might think it's only 2 years, but that 2 years of maturity is so important. Children grow very quick between, say, 14 and 18 years of age. Massively. There's not much difference in 24 and 28, but there's a massive difference between 14 and 18, where people mature, their mind matures, their decision-making ability matures. He is a better decision-maker than her. He's 17. She says he's not putting pressure on her, but he clearly is, because a 15-year-old doesn't decide to have sex. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm wrong in thinking that. Girls tend to mature a little bit quicker than men, don't they? But anyway, the question is, would you keep her secret? Would you bring her to the doctor? Or the alternative is you say, you're not doing it, unlock you in your room unless you change your mind. Willie, hi, how are you? Good. Willie, what would you do in that situation?
I don't know what I'd do, but I wouldn't be happy about it, I can tell you that much.
No.
As you said, you hit the nail on the head earlier on there, like that. Your man, the boyfriend, he's 17 years of age. That's a massive difference between 17 and 15. Like, you hit the nail on the head for that one.
Oh, yeah. No, it is a big difference. Yeah.
I'd know I'd be, whatever about her, I'd be fit to strangle him.
I know. I'd feel exactly the same. When he comes knocking on the door the next time, he'll be going out on the edge of me bed, the end of me boot.
He'd be picking up his keys with broken fingers.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. See, the more you push against as a parent, the more they'll want to do something. So you're caught between a rock and a hard place, really, Willie.
Yeah. Another way around it, though, is maybe invite the boyfriend over and sit the two of them together on the couch and ask the two of them to say what they want to do.
That's a bit of an uncomfortable conversation, isn't it?
Exactly. You put them over the fire and you get them to explain it.
Yeah.
And then you ask them to break down how the whole thing came about, where the discussion started and where it's going to go.
See, here's the thing. We don't ever expect our children to do what we did. You know what I mean? And I don't know what age you were. Mind you, I was 16 or 17. I don't know what age you were, Willie, when you lost your virginity or when you had your first sexual experience.
I was 18.
Okay, but that's probably a little bit, that's well over the average.
Yeah. But when
You were a slow learner. You know what I mean?
No, I was more interested in cows and farming.
Oh, right. Yeah, be careful how you say that, Willie, because it kind of sounded wrong the way you said that. I was more interested in cows. He sure wasn't sheep. Anyway, but
No, you see, but Wellingtons make a good account for that. So.
I've heard that one, yeah. But Willie, I mean, as much as being really disappointed, see, the argument is you may be disappointed, you may not want it to happen, but if you don't agree to it or go along with it, you may have a daughter in 4 months' time comes home pregnant.
Yeah, but what's the legal age again, though? It's not 15, though.
No,
is it?
the legal age is consent to 17.
Well, you know, that's... I mean, you sit the two of them down into the same room together and you tell them, look, it's a
illegal.
criminal offence for the two of you to go and have sex. And if you do, I'll have the guards down your throat and you'll have to deal with them.
Now, how do you think that's going to work out with the relationship with you and your daughter?
It doesn't matter how the relationship's got to work out. I mean, at the end of the day, she's only a child and she'll get over it.
Do you think?
That's the way
Or do you think she'll just get over it there and then with you and pretend, okay, Daddy, I respect your view, and then 20 minutes later she's on the phone to him and say, don't worry, we'll do it anyway. We just won't tell them. I just won't trust them and tell them the next time.
You can sense things like that, though. Like, I don't have any kids, like, but you can tell when someone is lying.
No, I know, but you know, it's a tough one.
Like,
I mean,
at the end of the day, like, I mean, if she's 15 and you look, I don't know how you were when you were 15, but I was
certainly curious.
Even aside from that, like, I was fiery. Like, you know, you'd fight with your parents 1 minute, and next thing you're making it up the next minute, and when you have a 15-year-old who says, "Oh, I hate you. I'm never going to talk to you again."
You're ruining my life. Yeah.
A week later, just I need a lift to the nightclub. Will you give me a drive? You know, it's all over then.
Stay there a second. Let me go to Amy as well. Amy, hi. How are you?
Hi, Niall. How are you?
Good. Amy, look, it is a really tough one. I mean, you have to admire the daughter for trusting her mother to go to her and tell her about it in the first place. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. I have a 12-year-old girlie at the minute, so I do. She's nearly 13. And we talk about everything. Like, she comes to me with everything. I was 16 when I went to my mother and asked her, could I go on the pill? Because I was dating a guy for 6 months, you know, and we talked about it and everything. And, you know, she was very proud of me. She was happy that I went and I spoke to her. And, you know, she sat me down. And I think that's what you need to do. You sit down, find out whether she definitely, like, it's 100% her decision, that he's not pressuring it. You know, this is what you want. You feel like you're ready. It depends on the maturity of the child as well, because sometimes you can get really mature teenage girls.
When you say he's not pressuring her, he's older than her at 17. He may not be saying, oh, come on, we need to do this. But she may feel after, you know, being with him, the mother says she's with him a couple of years or whatever, she may feel she kind of has to do it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think that's the conversation you need to have with her, like that. Is this something you feel you're genuinely ready for? Or do you feel like this is something, you know, do you feel like you have to do it for him because he's older and he's at that point?
Yeah.
Or is it something you're genuinely feeling you want to do?
Yeah.
And that you're ready for, you know, and explaining that it is a big thing. You know, like I've had to have the talk with my daughter as well, like, you know, about all of these things and not pressure. And she started to go into discos now. She's in first year, you know.
Boys.
I know I'm biased, but
yeah.
she's absolutely stunning. Like,
yeah, okay.
And
boys are on the scene now. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. There's all the Snapchat groups and these boys, and they've this weird new thing now of like they like the boys will ask them to go out with them, even though they like know them through friends, but they've never actually met them in person, and they're like, "Do you want to be my girlfriend?" And they're like, "Yeah," and then like 3 days later, they're like, "Actually, let's break up." It's quite. I'm like, she'd be telling me about it, and I'm like, "So you didn't actually date someone then?" Because
I know they do this weird thing where they're dating each other, but they're not actually really going anywhere or doing anything.
No, they've never even met. But now they're at the point of like they've never even met in person.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, but as much as you don't want that to happen, you're not going to give them your blessing, are you? I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, you see, you can't, like that, the more you fight it, I was a teenage girl, and I'm telling you now, she'll lie to you straight to your face.
See, Willie said when your man comes to the door, he'd be picking his teeth up. You know what I mean?
Well,
He's at the end of the day, 17's an adult, 15's a child. That's the end of the story as far as I'm concerned, like.
well, he's not an adult at 17. He has the legal age of consent, but he's not an adult.
Legally,
He's not
he's
an
of
adult.
age.
Like, even
Well, he's legally of age to have sex. Yeah, he's at the age of consent.
Legally, she's a child. No, and that's it. Like, I couldn't allow someone with the age of consent to have sex with someone who isn't.
But that's a bit of a moot argument, Willie. Now, we're not talking about a 40-year-old with your 15-year-old daughter, right? We're talking about a 17-year-old. But because, let's be clear about it, 16 is the average age for losing your virginity in Ireland. So that means the average person has broken the law in Ireland. The law is a guideline, and it's a very good guideline, by the way, that we should try our best to always keep it when it comes to our children, to try and avoid, getting into those situations. But it is a guideline. Most
he's
people.
not going to be prosecuted for it.
Well, he could be, by the way.
Yeah.
If you, as a parent, Amy, decided that's not what you wanted and you found out that happened, you can take a case of statutory rape against him. You could.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I was going with it as Niall, because, like...
that doesn't happen too often.
Daughter,
yeah.
No, agreed, but she took it to her parents and said that, she knows that the mother knows that the boyfriend is 17.
Mm-hmm.
She knows the age of her own daughter. And the first thing that should be sat down to say to the daughter is, like, you do realise that this is illegal, and I don't think the child is old enough to even realise that. Maybe she is, maybe she's not, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, like, even my 12-year-old now would understand that, like. You know what I mean? And like that, I've had to have the talk with my daughter like that because she looks so much older than she is. Like, she's 5'10", she's only 12 years old.
But if she came to you in 2 years, how old did you say she was? 12 now?
She's 12.
Yeah, if she came to you in 2.5 years, 3 years, and said, "Can you bring me down to the doctor? I want to go on the pill."
I would bring her.
Yeah.
I'd rather know she was safe than come home pregnant.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of parents think that.
I think like that but even like that, like she's often said to me, like she's asked me, she's like, "Oh, what would you do if I got pregnant at 15?" And I was like, I'd probably freak out at first, but I'm not going to kick you out or disown you over it. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, we'd have a conversation about it and decide what to do. Like, as I said to her, I was 22 when I had her. But he's an absolute waste of space, doesn't have anything to do with her. But she, like that, as I said to her, it was tough going on my own, like. And that's the thing, like, these are the things you need to talk about that you go, I don't regret having her by any means. I couldn't imagine my life without her. She, at the minute now, with the hitting into the teens, she'd be lucky if she lived to see 18, but,
mm-hmm.
The attitude is strong in this one.
If I remember rightly, actually, you've called this show probably since I started on Classic Hits, which is about 12, 13 years ago, isn't it?
I have, yeah.
I actually remember when she was a baby, and I don't even know her. So I feel a connection. Yeah, I do. I do remember. Yeah, I do remember when you come on, Amy, many, many years ago. If I remember rightly, talking about it when she was very, very young. Stay there for a second. It's amazing how quickly they grow. Kevin, hi. How are you?
I'm good, Niall. I'm awash with, I don't know what to be thinking. Okay, as a father of two 15-year-olds, right now my two are concentrating on their junior cert, or what used to be the junior cert. Not boys are sleeping with them. Now, don't get me wrong, the pill is a wonderful thing, but like condoms, it's not 100%. So this misnomer that she won't come home pregnant, she may well do, right?
Yeah.
So that's out the window. The fact that the mother never mentioned the fact that she's aware that her daughter's underage worries me. And the fact that it sounds like the mother's trying to be her daughter's best friend rather than being a mother, because that's the sort of thing you ask your best friend not to tell your dad to do. Or don't tell anybody, or I won't talk to you. Is the mother going to be a mother or be a friend? Now, this is the thing. Boys hit their sexual peak at 16. This guy is 15 when he started this relationship. 2 years sounds lovely. The whole build-up is idyllic. The girl was 13. She's now 15.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's be honest. There's pressure behind that. He wants to be able to say to the lads, Oh, yeah. Now, it sounds idyllic and the whole thing's lovely and rose
Well,
petals.
maybe he's not like
But
that.
it's not.
We're kind of judging
Yeah,
him.
you can't.
He might not be like that.
No. He's a bloke. He's a boy. He's a 16-year-old teenager. Let's call it what it is,
17-year-old, yeah.
Even worse, right? He's a 17-year-old teenager looking for one thing at his age. That's it. Right?
Jeez, you have a very
But-
poor
but-
opinion
but-
of men in general,
No,
of young men.
We are all men are dogs. I mean, I've told you multiple times.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, I was curious as well at that age, and I think I lost my virginity between 16 and 17 or whatever it was. But in saying that, I wasn't going around, with me dick in my hand all the time thinking that's all I was thinking about. I was actually more into music, to be honest with you.
It's the skeptic in me, okay? Now, in fairness, they've been together 2 years. I'll grant it that, right? But I think the mother should contact the other mother on the QT and have a discussion. Because I don't think the other mother's aware of any of this. So I think the pressure's been put on the girl because he's probably too embarrassed to go buy condoms. And to be honest, the fact that they haven't even done anything untoward together is beyond the pale of disbelief, right? If this hasn't already happened, I'd be surprised, right?
They've
This is probably
probably
just
done
a
other
coincidence.
stuff. Like they've
Oh, I'd
probably
say-
built up. They're building up to this. But again, like it's
Go on.
not a conversation she should have with the other mother. That's not her
It
place.
is.
Her child.
Well,
But it's not. She needs to have a
what if they do
conversation
get
with her
pregnant?
daughter. Her
What if she
concern
does
is
get
her
pregnant?
daughter. So she needs to sit down and have a very open, very frank conversation with her own child and be
Yes,
sure
and the mother
that she
of
is
the
ready
son.
for what she is talking about.
Yes, and the mother of the son should sit down and have a chat with her son to have the respect that is required for a girl of her age. She'd be shocked when she finds out her son was asleep with an underage child. She'll know the
I
implications.
doubt it. If
of
they're
what's
2 years
involved.
together, most
Doesn't
parents,
matter legally. The
are
law
not.
doesn't count.
Okay, but hang on, to be fair, because I've got to go into the news a second. Before I go into the news, I want to go to Liam, but I'm going to bring him back after the break, by the way. Liam, I just want to get a sense of what you're thinking there in relation to this.
I think, look, we were all young now, but I think in this modern era, because sex is so accessible now, it's more accessible to ages younger and younger. So it's younger and younger people are thinking of having sex.
Well, yeah, statistically that's true.
And the fact that it's a 17 to 15-year-old is shocking. But what's worse is there's probably 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds trying to do the same now.
Oh, probably, yeah.
But in regards of confronting the fella's mother, I think you could confront the fella's mother and it won't do a blind bat's difference, because at the end of the day, the 17-year-old is a legal individual who is able
Not
to
legally.
Well, he's over the age of consent. He's not.
legal to go off and have.
Provide for a
He
baby.
can go off and have sex with another 17-year-old, yeah.
No, I just make a point.
Okay, well, hang on, Kevin, just for a second. So, Liam, do you believe this girl is being pushed into it?
Oh, 100%. For Christ's sake, she's 15 now. She's 15. When I was growing up, girls were around and they were flaunting whatever, but having it at 16 was very, very rare, do you know what I mean? It was always the lads. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to do this tonight. Jesus, if only I got the chance. It is more of a lad thing.
You think it's not? It was not as rare as you think it was.
Yeah, I think
I
you're looking. I think you're looking.
Girl.
Yeah, I think you're looking back with rose-tinted glasses there, Liam.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Niall,
You know.
myself and that gentleman must be walking in different circles to you. Because I don't know, at 16, if you were talking about 14 to 16-year-olds back in the day when we were growing up, no, we were definitely walking in different circles. And I don't know.
Well,
either.
in the last 30
So-
years, the age of consent is only.
I don't know what sort of women
hang
you are.
on. In the last 30 years, the age for losing your virginity, should I say, has only come down by 1 year. So it went from 17 down to 16.
Yeah.
So,
And now it's going down to 15.
well, it may, the average age? I don't know. Maybe in the future will.
Of course, it's going to go down. The more lads are going to be looking at porn online, the more lads, the more they're going to want to be flipping doing it. In all
Yeah, but don't blame lads for everything here. The women want to have sex too, by the way.
as I said,
Not at all, Niall. We're only an object for them, sure, like that. We're the object of their desire.
take it, for God's sake.
For every whim.
that lady's right. At that age, that's all you are.
Real people, real opinions.
Real Talk Radio, the multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.